Assalamu alaikum dear students, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In the previous class, we have completed the questions of exercise 7.5 regarding integration by partial fractions. So far we have completed the methods integration by substitution, integration using trigonometric functions, integration using some special integrals, and integration by partial fractions. So previously we have completed the method, and that is integration by partial fractions. How we can resolve a proper rational function into its partial fractions, and how we can easily find the antiderivatives of those functions. So that we have discussed in the previous class, which can have 5 types of proper rational functions, and the representation of these 5 types of proper rational functions into their partial fractions. So obviously a proper rational function is that sort of a rational function in which the degree of numerator is less than the degree of denominator. If it is not a proper rational function, it is obviously an improper rational function. So in case of an improper rational function, first we have to change that, reduce that improper rational function to a proper one by this long division method, and then by applying the division algorithm for polynomials. So how we can reduce that, how we can describe a proper rational function into its partial fractions, and the regarding questions, the regarding exercise 23 questions regarding to that that integration by partial fractions from the exercise of NCERT book that we have completed in the previous class. Now we are again on to the brilliant method of integration, and that is known as integration by parts. This integration by parts is applied in such cases in which we cannot apply the results of integration by substitution, integration by using trigonometric functions, integration by these partial fractions, or by any other method. So this is a bit a different method which is not properly fulfilled by the questions of the caliber, which are not properly fulfilled by the substitution method, or using the special integrals, or using the standard results. So it is a bit different. Means this method of integration is applied to such cases in which we have, for example, integration of x sin x dx. Obviously there are two functions in that question, in that integrand. One is x, an algebraic function, and next one is sin x, a trigonometric function. So this result can neither be this antiderivative can neither be calculated by the method of substitution, nor by using any special result or standard result, nor by the integration by partial fractions. So in such cases we are going to use another beautiful method of integration, and that's termed as integration by parts. Now how we can use this integration by parts and what it actually states, how we can apply this method to find the antiderivatives of the functions. Here we are going to discuss integration by parts. So it states that if u and v are two functions of x, if u and v are two functions of x, then integration of u into v dx, because they are properly the functions of x, they are that sort of functions in which the variable is there, and that is x. So if u and v are two functions of x, then integration of u into v dx, that must be equal to, so those two functions must be multiplied with each other, u into v. So integration of u into v means integration by parts is generally applied. It can be extended to some other results as well, but it can be generally applied to those two functions in order to find the antiderivatives of those two functions which are multiplied with each other. In such a way we cannot apply the substitution method or integration by some other these rules. So it is integration u into v dx, and that is directly equal to u into integration of v dx minus integration of du by dx, that is differentiation of u with respect to x, into integral of v dx whole dx plus c the constant of integration. Constant of integration तो आएगा ही because we are dealing with the indefinite integration. So integration of u into v dx must be equal to u integral of v dx minus integration of du by dx into integral of v dx whole dx. यहाँ पे dx दो बार आते हैं. ये dx जो है ये इस v का है क्योंकि अंदर एक इंटीग्रल है तो इसके साथ एलिमेंट ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन होना चाहिए. अब पूरी जो ये टर्म है इसका भी एक इंटीग्रल है तो इसके साथ भी एलिमेंट ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन होना चाहिए. सो dx plus c. तो मींस the integration of product of two functions. Suppose this one is first and this one is second. Suppose this is first function, this is second function. So the integration of first into second must be equal to first. First को ऐसे ही रख लो. Integration of p dx second को second का इंटीग्रल एंटी डेरिवेटिव निकालो माइनस इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ पहली फंक्शन का डेरिवेटिव कर दो du by dx इनटू इंटीग्रल ऑफ v dx मतलब दूसरी फंक्शन का एंटी डेरिवेटिव निकालो इंटीग्रल निकालो dx plus c. So the integration of product of two functions must be equal to first function into integral of second function minus integral of differential coefficient or differentiation of first function integration of second function dx plus c. This is all about the method of integration by parts. So integration by parts actually states that, what does it state? In simple words we can write integral of product of two functions, that is integral of product of two functions. Integral of product of two functions must be equal to first function into integral of, ऐसे लिख लेंगे, into integral of second function into integral of second function minus times integral of ऐसे integral of differentiation of first function into integral of second function. So this is actually the method popularly known as method of integration by parts. What does it state? It states that the integral of product of two functions must be equal to first function into integral of second function. पहली फंक्शन को ऐसे ही रख दो into integral of second function, दूसरी फंक्शन की इंटीग्रेशन कर दो माइनस टाइम्स इंटीग्रल रख दो, पहली फंक्शन का डेरिवेटिव डिफरेंशिएशन कर दो मल्टीप्लाइड बाय दूसरी फंक्शन का इंटीग्रल निकालो dx plus c. This is actually the statement of method of integration by parts. So here this integration by parts. Now the matter of concern is here in order to choose this first function and second function. हम first function किसको choose करेंगे और second function किसको choose करेंगे. एक pretty simple सा result है क्योंकि first function को ऐसे ही रखना होता है, right? और सेकेंड फंक्शन का इंटीग्रल करना होता है. तो अगर आपके पास दो फंक्शंस इन सच वे हैं कि एक फंक्शन जो है डायरेक्टली इंटीग्रेबल नहीं है तो ट्रीट इट एज फर्स्ट फंक्शन. फॉर इंस्टेंस you have integration of x sine inverse of x dx. You have a question and that is x sine inverse of x dx. Here x is directly integrable, no matter, no concern. साइन इनवर्स x का डायरेक्ट हमें इंटीग्रेशन नहीं पता. सो जब इसकी डायरेक्शन इंटीग्रेशन नहीं पता यहां पे सेकंड फंक्शन की इंटीग्रेशन करनी पड़ती है डायरेक्टली. सो साइन इनवर्स को हम सेकंड नहीं रखेंगे, साइन इनवर्स को हम फर्स्ट रखेंगे. इसलिए फर्स्ट फंक्शन को चूज करना होता है एक ऐसी फंक्शन को चूज करो एज फर्स्ट फंक्शन जो डायरेक्टली इंटीग्रेबल नहीं है, और जो फंक्शन डायरेक्टली इंटीग्रेबल है चूज दैट एज द सेकंड फंक्शन, क्योंकि सेकंड फंक्शन को आप डायरेक्टली फार्मूला में सेकंड फंक्शन की इंटीग्रेशन करनी होती है. तो जो फंक्शन डायरेक्टली इंटीग्रेबल नहीं है उसको आप सेकंड नहीं रखोगे, उसको आप फर्स्ट रखोगे. इसका फिर लास्ट में एक छोटा सा रिजल्ट भी है, एक छोटा सा रूल भी है, मेथड भी है कि किस फंक्शन को प्रेफरेंस दे देंगे। प्रेफरेंस रूल है वहां पे कि कौन सी फंक्शन जो है फर्स्ट रखी जा सकती है या सेकंड रखी जा सकती है। सो प्रेफरेंस रूल इज देयर, वी विल डिस्कस दैट लेटर ऑन, बट फर्स्ट वी विल चेक। फर्स्ट आपको ये ध्यान रखना है कि चूंकि फर्स्ट फंक्शन आपको ऐसे ही रखनी होती है, सेकंड फंक्शन को आपको इंटीग्रेशन करनी होती है। सो सेकंड फंक्शन एक ऐसी फंक्शन को रख दो जो डायरेक्टली इंटीग्रेबल है। यहां पे x डायरेक्टली इंटीग्रेबल है, सो ट्रीट इट एज सेकंड। sin इनवर्स x डायरेक्टली इंटीग्रेबल नहीं है, सो ट्रीट इट एज फर्स्ट। And integrating by parts using the same procedure, you can obviously find the result of x sin inverse x, which cannot be solved by substitution method or using some standard results or fundamental results or integrating by partial fractions. So obviously integration of u into v dx must be equal to u integration of v dx minus integration of du by dx integration of v dx whole dx plus c, the statement of most important method of integration, and that is integration by parts. So take a screenshot because I am going to erase this thing. I am going to prove the above result. So if you want to pen down it, take the screenshot of this thing because I want to erase this thing. Okay. So here we are going to prove the result, and that is method of integration by parts. क्या ये सच में यही है कि इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ u into v dx, u integration of v dx minus integration of du by dx integration of v dx whole dx plus c के बराबर ही होता है? We are going to prove the above result. So in order to prove this result, we are going to take two different functions, f of x and g of x. Again must be the functions of x. Let f of x and g of x be two differentiable functions. Let f of x and g of x be two differentiable functions. Suppose आपके पास दो functions हैं, f of x and g of x, but they must be differentiable. Why they must be differentiable? Because in the next step we are going to find their derivatives like this. Therefore, so हमें रिजल्ट जो प्रूव करना है वो इंटीग्रेशन का करना है, लेकिन जो सपोर्टिव रूल यहाँ पे अप्लाई, ये सपोर्टिव रूल जो यहाँ पे होगा वो होगा कंसेप्ट ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन, because obviously differentiation and integration are just the reverse process of each other. So we will start from differentiation. Therefore, d by dx of f of x into g of x, d by dx of f of x into g of x, हम निकालेंगे डेरिवेटिव ऑफ प्रोडक्ट ऑफ टू फंक्शंस f of x and g of x. That is obviously equal. You must have studied about the result derivative of f of x into g of x, that is the differentiation of product of two functions by product rule. It is equal to f of x d by dx of g of x plus g of x d by dx of f of x. तो differentiation में ये चीज आप लोगों ने पढ़ी होगी. So it is directly equal to f of x into d by dx of g of x plus g of x into d by dx of f of x, because it is by the popular, the familiar method of differentiation, and that is product rule. Because by product rule of differentiation, the derivative of f of x g of x must be equal to f of x d by dx of g of x plus g of x d by dx of f of x. In a first function, derivative of second function plus second function into derivative of first function. You must have proved this result in differentiation. So implies this can be written as, now we are integrating this function both sides. तो integrate कर दो both sides, क्या मिलेगा? जब यहाँ पे इंटीग्रेट कर देंगे तो इंटीग्रल एंड डिफरेंशियल कोएफिशिएंट, इंटीग्रल एंड एंटी डेरिवेटिव, दे आर दिस एंटी डेरिवेटिव एंड डेरिवेटिव, दे आर जस्ट द रिवर्स प्रोसेस ऑफ ईच अदर, सो दे विल ऑब्वियसली काउंटर बैलेंस ईच अदर. क्या बचेगा? f of x into g of x is equal to इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ f of x into d by dx of g of x plus g of x into d by dx of f of x. As we have integrated this thing, the above result both sides. So integral और differential जो है, differential coefficient जो है, that will cancel each other, so that will counterbalance each other. So obviously we will get f of x g of x. So f of x gx must be equal to integration of this thing. So implies this can be further written as, yes. अब हम पहले RHS पे आएंगे. तो RHS में बीच में एडिशन जो है, बीच में साइन जो है, दैट्स एडिशन. तो जब एडिशन दो फंक्शंस के बीच में होगा तो ऑब्वियसली इंटीग्रल मस्ट बी सेपरेटेड. तो इस चीज का अलग से इंटीग्रल, इस चीज का अलग से इंटीग्रल. तो क्या आएगा? इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ f of x d by dx of g of x into dx plus integration of g of x into d by dx of f of x whole dx must be equal to, LHS को लिखेंगे, and that is f of x into g of x. Right? First we have taken the RHS and there we have separated the integrals, and that is integral of f of x d by dx of g of x dx, element of integration, plus integration of g of x d by dx of f of x dx, element of integration, and that must be equal to f of x g of x. This can be further written as implies integration of f of x d by dx of g of x dx must be equal. ये पूरी टर्म जो है ये यहां पे पॉजिटिव है, तो इसको RHS में ले लो तो वहां पे नेगेटिव बनेगा. सो दैट इज इक्वल टू f of x g of x minus times integration of, yes, g of x into d by dx of f of x whole dx. राइट? कुछ नहीं किया. ये वाली टर्म जो इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ g of x d by dx of f of x dx जो था, ये यहां पे प्लस था LHS में, तो RHS में ले लिया. ये बन गया f of x g of x, वहां पे अपनी टर्म है f of x g of x, और माइनस हो गया g of x d by dx of f of x into dx. Now this can be further written as, take the screenshot if you want to pen down, because I'm going to erase this thing. So we will treat this equation as, keep this equation as equation number first. Take the screenshot of this thing. I'm going to erase from here. So integration of f of x d by dx of g of x dx must be equal to f of x g of x minus integration of g of x d by dx of f of x into dx. Keep it as first and move here. Now, since f of x is a function of x and g of x is again a function of x, derivative of g of x is again a function. Suppose we are going to treat this f of x as u of x, or simply u, and we are going to treat d by dx of g of x as v. Suppose f of x एक फंक्शन है, फंक्शन ऑफ x, और u भी जो है वो भी है एक फंक्शन ऑफ x. तो सपोज f of x जो है एक फंक्शन ऑफ x है, इसको हम डिनोट करेंगे किससे? u से. और ये d by dx ऑफ g of x जो है ये भी एक फंक्शन होगी, क्योंकि g of x एक फंक्शन ऑफ x है, तो इसका डेरिवेटिव जब निकालेंगे तो ऑब्वियसली एक फंक्शन ऑफ x आएगा. तो उस फंक्शन ऑफ x को हम डिनोट करेंगे किससे? v से. let f of x is equal to u and d by dx of g of x is equal to d by dx of g of x is equal to v. Is that clear? Therefore, अगर f of x u के बराबर है, leave that, अगर d by dx of g of x v के बराबर है, तो इसमें से हम कोशिश करेंगे इस g of x को कैलकुलेट करना. तो कैसे कैलकुलेट होगा? फॉर दैट d by dx एलिमिनेट होना चाहिए. तो कैसे एलिमिनेट होगा? बाय अप्लाइंग इंटीग्रेशन ऑन बोथ साइड्स. तो जब इंटीग्रेशन अप्लाई करेंगे इस रिजल्ट पे बोथ साइड्स, इंटीग्रल और डिफरेंशियल कैंसिल होके बचेगा g ऑफ x, therefore g of x must be equal to यहां पे इंटीग्रल आएगा, so integral of v into dx, that is element of integration, right? We have treated f of x, we have supposed that f of x is equal to u, and suppose d by dx of g of x is equal to v. So f of x is equal to u, d by dx of g of x is equal to v. If d by dx of, if differentiation of g of x is equal to v, obviously integration of v must be equal to g of x, and that is g of x must be integration of v dx, because differentiation and this integration are just the reverse processes of each other. So implies, therefore, put the result of f of x is equal to u, d by dx of g of x equal to v, and g of x is equal to integral of v dx in equation first. Therefore, from equation first we have what we have from first, integration of f of x, that is equal to u, d by dx of g of x, that is equal to v, so u into v dx must be equal to, yes, f of x into g of x. F of x can be written as u, so u. G of x can be written as integral of v dx, so integral of v dx. Right? Is that clear? Minus times integration of g of x is integral of v dx, and d by dx of f of x is d by dx of f of x. Here d by dx of, here it is, f of x d by dx of g of x, f of x d by dx of g of x, it is g of x d by dx of f of x. So f of x is u, g of x is integral of v dx, minus times integration of g of x is d by dx को ऐसे ही रख लेंगे, d by dx पहले ये वाली टर्म लेके आएंगे, so d by dx of f of x is d by dx of, what is f of x? F of x is equal to u, so it is du by dx, clear, into g of x is integral of v dx whole dx plus c, the constant of integration. So obviously integral of u into v dx must be equal to u. फिर से मैं यहां पे दोहरा रहा हूं, रिटेरेट कर रहा हूं कैसे आ गया ये. सो यहां से इक्वेशन फर्स्ट में से जो f of x है इसको हमने u लेट किया है, और d by dx of g of x जो है इसको हमने v लेट किया है. सो f of x के बदले u डाल दो तो u, d by dx of g of x v, so v into dx is equal to f of x के बदले u, so u, g of x के बदले इंटीग्रल ऑफ v dx, माइनस यहां पे भी इंटीग्रेशन यहां पे भी. फिर हमने लिया ये वाला रिजल्ट पहले, d by dx ऑफ f of x, so d by dx ऑफ f of x किसके बराबर है? u, so du by dx into, फिर क्या है? g of x, तो g of x के बदले इंटीग्रल ऑफ v dx होल dx प्लस c. एंड यही जो रिजल्ट था यही हमने यहां पे प्रूव करना था, बिकॉज इंटीग्रल ऑफ u into v dx मस्ट बी इक्वल टू u इंटीग्रल ऑफ v dx minus integration of du by dx minus integration of du by dx integral of v dx dx plus c. So that was all about the proof of the method, and that is integration by parts. And so QED, quad erat, demonstrated. Hence the demonstration of that thing which was to be demonstrated, which was to be proved. So it is all about the method of integration by parts, all about the proof of method of integration by parts. Now here arises a question of this choosing a function, which one is to be chosen as first function and which one is to be chosen as the second function. Take the screenshot of this thing. I am going to erase that thing. So ध्यान रखना, अगर आपके पास प्रोडक्ट ऑफ दो फंक्शंस है, टू फंक्शंस है, तो आपने क्या करना है फर्स्ट फंक्शन को चूज करना है, एक ऐसी फंक्शन फर्स्ट फंक्शन को ले लो जो डायरेक्टली इंटीग्रेबल नहीं है, क्योंकि u जो है इसको हम बाहर रख लेते हैं और यहां पे u की इंटीग्रेशन नहीं बल्कि डिफरेंशिएशन कर देते हैं। जैसे मैंने कहा था कि अगर आपके पास x sin इनवर्स x है, प्रोडक्ट ऑफ टू फंक्शंस एज x into sin इनवर्स x, तो sin इनवर्स x को ट्रीट कर दो एज फर्स्ट और x को ट्रीट कर दो एज सेकंड। व्हाई? बिकॉज sin इनवर्स x is not directly integrable but that is differentiable। sin इनवर्स x का इंटीग्रल जो है हमने कैलकुलेट यहां पे नहीं करना, इसको बाहर ही रख दो, x की इंटीग्रेशन कर दो क्योंकि x की इंटीग्रेशन जो है मालूम है इट्स डायरेक्टली इंटीग्रेबल, और फिर यहां पे sin इनवर्स x का इंटीग्रेशन ही करना है, डिफरेंशिएशन करना है, एंड sin इनवर्स x is obviously directly differentiable because the derivative of sin inverse x is 1 divided by square root of 1 minus x square। So ये एक तरीका, और दूसरा तरीका जो है, जो एक शॉर्ट प्रेफरेंस रूल है यहां पे, कि किस फंक्शन को हम चूज करेंगे फर्स्ट फंक्शन और किस फंक्शन को हम चूज करेंगे एज सेकंड फंक्शन। एंड हियर इज द प्रेफरेंस रूल फॉर दैट। Which function should be preferred as the first function and which function should be preferred as the second function? A simple rule is there and that is I late. I late, right? I late is the preference rule in order to prefer which function, in order to choose which function can be taken as the first function and which function can be taken as the second function. So I means inverse trigonometric function. Inverse trigonometric function. L means logarithmic function. L means logarithmic function. A means algebraic function. Algebraic function. T means trigonometric function. Trigonometric function. And E means an exponential function. Whether general exponential or natural exponential, and same is the case with logarithmic, whether general logarithmic or natural logarithmic function. So in that way you have the preference rule. I late, I means inverse trigonometric function, L means logarithmic function, A means algebraic function, T means trigonometric function, and E means exponential function. So if in the product you have two functions, one is for instance x square and next one is e raised to power x dx. Which function can be chosen as the first function? Ax square, it's an algebraic function, e power x is an exponential function. तो I late में पहले a आएगा या e आएगा? Obviously a आएगा, so treat this one as first function and this one as the second function. राइट अगर आपके इंटीग्रल में है सपोज log x into sin inverse of x dx. Obviously you have two functions, log x and sin inverse x. Log x is a logarithmic function, sin inverse x is an inverse trigonometric function. So according to the preference rule, पहले inverse trigonometric आएगा या logarithmic आएगा, पहले I आएगा या L आएगा? तो पहले I आएगा, so keep this one as, treat this one as first function, treat this one as second function, apply the integration by partial fractions, you can locate the result quite easily. Similarly, in case of integral you have, for instance, you have sin x into log x dx. Sin x into log x dx. Obviously two functions are there, they are multiplied with each other, right? So we can obviously use the integration by partial fractions. So sin x log x. Sin x is a trigonometric function, log x is a logarithmic function. तो पहले I late में t आएगा या l आएगा? Obviously l आएगा, so keep it as first function and keep this one as second function. integrating by parts, and obviously you can find the result. So for instance, in the integral you have x sine x dx. Obviously this is again the product of two functions, one is x and another one is sine x. So x is an algebraic function, sine x is a trigonometric function. So पहले t आएगा ट्राइगोनोमेट्रिक या a आएगा अल्जेब्रिक. ऑब्वियसली पहले a आएगा अल्जेब्रिक, बाद में t आएगा ट्राइगोनोमेट्रिक. सो x को ट्रीट करेंगे एज फर्स्ट फंक्शन, sin को ट्रीट करेंगे एज सेकंड फंक्शन, इंटीग्रेटिंग बाय पार्ट्स. यहां पे अप्लाई कर देंगे, ये एक एग्जांपल भी ट्रीट होगी. सो इंटीग्रेटिंग बाय पार्ट्स वी गेट, बाय पार्ट्स इसको इंटीग्रेट कर दो. क्या कह रहा है बाय पार्ट्स? फर्स्ट फंक्शन को ऐसे ही रख दो. सो फर्स्ट फंक्शन इज x, इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ sin x का इंटीग्रेशन निकाल दो. सो इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ sin x dx माइनस टाइम्स इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ डिफरेंशिएशन ऑफ फर्स्ट फंक्शन, सो d by dx of x into integration of second function, that is integration of sin dx whole dx plus c, the constant of integration, right? Integrating by parts. पहली फंक्शन ऐसे, दूसरी फंक्शन की इंटीग्रेशन माइनस इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ पहली फंक्शन का की डिफरेंशिएशन और दूसरी फंक्शन का इंटीग्रेशन dx plus c. So this can be written as x is x, find the integration of sin x, what is that? Minus cos x. So it is minus cos x minus times integration of, what is the differentiation of x? Obviously 1 into what is integration of sin x, so minus cos x dx plus c. So that is further equal to x into minus cos x is minus x cos x, minus into minus is plus integration of cos x dx plus c, the constant of integration. And in the next step you can have the answer, and that is minus x cos x plus integration of cos x is obviously sin x plus c. So the antiderivative of the product of two functions x sin x by integration by the method of integration by parts is obviously minus x cos x plus sin x plus c. Nothing else but the required antiderivative of a function x sin x, which was expressed as the product of two functions, and there we have applied integration by parts. So it is all about the method of integration by parts, all about the preference rule, and all about a simple example. Now I think this is the building material for our next exercise, which is wholly and solely based upon the concept of integration by parts and this preference rule. But with that exercise we can have fun, but in the next episode.